Hi all, today we are going to discuss about Gauss and Gauss-Seidel methods for iterative solution of non-linear equations. So today we are going to see the mathematical basics of these Gauss and Gauss-Seidel methods, and we will take one numerical to understand these concepts clearly, and in the next class we will apply these Gauss and Gauss-Seidel methods for the case of load flow study so that you can understand it easily. So in this method, what is the basic, what is the purpose of these methods? So the method of solving simultaneous and non-linear equations by starting with some initial assumed values of unknown variables and obtaining the final solution by repeated iterations is called as numerical iteration methods. So the example of these type of methods are Gauss method, Gauss-Seidel method and Newton-Raphson method. So let us take for example, if I have some non-linear equation in this form, we are going to take this example also, 5x plus xy minus 4 is equal to 0, and the second equation it is given 5y minus xy plus 4 is equal to 0. So these are the two simultaneous equations given. It is asked to find what is the value of x and what is the value of y. Because the two equations are there, two unknowns are there, simultaneously we have to solve them. So these are particularly useful for solving this by iteration methods. So what we will do, initially we will guess the values of x and y, what can be the initial values. Then we will go on iteratively updating these values of x and y until we get the final solution. So that's why these are called the iteration methods. Because this example I have taken is a simple example only, but in practice we are going to see in the next class, in power system the equation will be very complex to solve. So there you cannot solve using normal calculator or simple method. So there these iterative methods will play a very good role. So let us start with the Gauss iterative method. So this is the most simplest method and provides sufficiently accurate numerical solution. Only disadvantage of this method is convergence rate will be very slow. That means more steps are required in order to get the final answer. So the steps involved in solving the problem will be, first we will guess the approximate initial solution. Let us take for example previous case, there are two unknowns x and y. So we will guess the initial value of x and initial value of the y. So once the guess is done, that guess may or may not be correct. So that guess solution is used, that means it is substituted in the original equation to get the new updated value of the variable x and y. So these updated values are again substituted in the equation to get a more better updated values. So like that this procedure will continue until the difference in the estimated values of two successive iterations are within the tolerance limit. We will just provide the tolerance limit, that means between two adjacent iterations how much will be the difference allowed. So if the difference, let us take for example between two adjacent iterations, I tell that difference should be less than 0.01. That means up to the third digit, between two adjacent iterations there should be no change, then we tell the solution is arrived. So in that method we go. But because we can see this is very easy, only we have to substitute those values, update the values, again substitute, update. In that method we will go on continuing. After every iteration we will check that between two adjacent iterations what is the difference. So if difference is within the tolerance limit we will stop, otherwise we will continue the iterations. But the disadvantage of this is it may require large number of iterations to get the final solution, and sometimes the process may not converge if the initial estimated values are not near to the accurate values. If you take completely different type of values, like for example the final value of x and y is 1. So let us assume I take my value of x is equal to 20 and y is equal to some minus 5. So in that case it will take so much time to converge or to come to the final solution. So in order to overcome the disadvantage of above method, so the next method came, that is Gauss-Seidel method. So it is a modification of the Gauss iteration method. This is used to increase the convergence rate and hence decrease the number of iterations. That means we will get the solution at a faster rate, but still this method is also very easy method when compared to other methods. So in this method the values of unknowns are immediately replaces the previous value in the step of the same iteration itself. Whereas in the case of Gauss method what we do, we calculate the value of x, because we substitute the value of x and y in the iteration. Only after completing one iteration that new updated values will be substituted in the next iteration. Whereas in the case of Gauss-Seidel method, let us assume two simultaneous equations are there for one first equation and second equation. So whatever value is obtained from the first equation, that updated value is substituted in the second equation. to get the convergence at a faster rate. So it may be little confusing when I am telling. Let us take one numerical to understand it more clearly. So before going to this, the advantage of both these methods are they are very simple methods and the computing cost required is very less when compared to other methods. That's why these methods are generally used where the number of buses are very less in power systems, or where I want to go for advanced methods. Before that I want to get a proper estimate of the values. Then we can use these methods, calculate up to some iterations. Those values we can substitute in these complex methods. So that we are going to see in the coming lectures. So I am taking one example. Obtain the values of x and y by Gauss and Gauss-Seidel methods. So these values are given 5x plus xy minus 4 is equal to 0, and second one 5y minus xy plus 4 is equal to 0, and the value is between two adjacent iterations. Let us assume I want to stop when between two adjacent iterations the difference is up to the third digit, so up to the fourth digit. Let us see how they will converge. So first one I am starting with the Gauss method, so then we will go for the Gauss-Seidel method. So first I am starting with the Gauss method. So these are the two equations, 5x plus xy minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this I can calculate my value of the x. So the value of x, if you calculate, it will become equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of xy. So I have just taken this 5x is equal to 4 plus xy comes to the second side. So this 5 I am dividing. So 4 divided by 5, that becomes 0.8, and 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. So xy when it comes to this side it becomes minus. So that's why I have written like this. So similarly the second equation is given by 5y minus xy plus 4 is equal to 0. From this I am writing the equation in terms of y. So y is equal to 0.2 times of xy minus 0.8. You can see here y is again depending on y here, x is depending on x here. So that's why the solving these type of equations is difficult. So let us guess the initial values. So I am guessing the initial values, because here we can observe that these values will be satisfied when the value of x is equal to 1 and y is equal to minus 1. You just substitute, you will get the answer. So I don't know the final value, I am roughly guessing. Initial values I am taking as x is equal to 0.5 and y I am taking as negative, because I know anyway the value of y will be negative. So I am taking as minus 0.5, because seeing these equations I can estimate this is 5y minus xy plus 4 is equal to 0. So automatically we can expect that here the value of y will be negative and x will be positive automatically, seeing these equations. Getting it? So that's why I have assumed the values x is equal to 0.5 and y is equal to minus 0.5. So let us calculate the each iteration and see. So I am starting with the first iteration. So in the first iteration what we will do, the value of x will be equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of, I have to substitute the x0 and y0. What is the value of x0? So this I am taking as a 0th value, because initial values. So 0.5 multiplied by minus 0.5, this is my value of x, and the y will be, again we will substitute these values only, x0 and y0 only. This will be equal to 0.2 times of 0.5 into minus 0.5 minus 0.8. So when you substitute these values, because simultaneously we are taking the same values, you will get your answer as 0.85 and this will be minus 0.85. So now we will go to second iteration. So before going to the second iteration, we will see the difference between initial estimated value and this value. So huge difference is there, because I want to get the accuracy up to the third digit. So that's why I have to continue. So the second iteration, again I am calculating the value of x, because we are going for the second iteration. So let us take this as, in order to avoid confusion, x1 y1. So in the second iteration the value of x will be in this form 0.8 minus 0.2 times of x in the first iteration and y obtained in the first iteration. Similarly y, because this is useful for the second iteration output. So this will be equal to 0.2 times of x obtained in the first iteration multiplied by y obtained in the first iteration minus 0.8. Agree with me? So this one, when you substitute the values, that means substitute 0.85 minus 0.85. So you will get your answer as 0.9445 and this will be 0.9445. Again compare between the first and the second iterations, the difference is more, again we have to continue. So now I am going for third iteration. So in the third iteration what we will do? We will do x in the third iteration will be equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of x obtained in the second iteration and y obtained in the second iteration. Similarly, y that is in the third iteration will be 0.2 times of x in the second iteration into y in the second iteration minus 0.8. So when you substitute these things, you will get it as 0.9784 and this will be minus 0.9784. Again compare, up to first digit it is matching but second digit is not matching. So that means we have to continue again in the fourth iteration. So again I am proceeding fourth iteration. So in the fourth iteration what we will do? X to the power of 4 is equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of x in the third iteration and y in the third iteration. Similarly, y of fourth iteration will be equal to 0.2 times of x in the third iteration multiplied by y in the third iteration minus 0.8. Getting it? So this value, if you calculate the value for fourth iteration, this is 0.9914 and this will be minus 0.9914. So similar way we will proceed for fifth iteration, sixth iteration, like that. So let us see the values up to next iteration, up to seventh iteration. So let us take the value fifth iteration. So in the similar way, if you continue for fifth iteration, you will get the value of x fifth iteration will be 0.99966 and y after fifth iteration will be 0.99966. This will be minus. These are the values that will be obtained. Getting it? So again compare, up to second digit they are matching but third digit there is a difference because I want to match up to third digit. So next I am going for the sixth iteration. So after the sixth iteration we will get the value of x to the power of 6 and y in the sixth iteration, this will be 0.99986 and this is 0.99986 minus. You can see the difference between these two iterations up to third digit is matched. So that's why I can stop here. That means we can observe that we have gone to sixth iteration to get the answer. So let us see the Gauss-Seidel method, so that in order to understand what is the difference between these two methods. So in the Gauss-Seidel method, again I am taking my value, that value is x is equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of xy and y is equal to 0.2 times of xy minus 0.8. It is clear? So now I am taking my initial values. Initial values means x of 0th iteration and y of 0th iteration or the initial values. So this I am taking as 0.5, this I am taking as minus 0.5. Here you try to observe what is the difference between the previous one. First we are calculating the value of x will be 0.8 minus 0.2 times of x of the 0th iteration and y of the 0th iteration, because the previous iteration whatever is there. So that you have to substitute. So this will be 0.8 minus 0.2 times of 0.5 multiplied by minus 0.5. So what will be the answer? You will get it as 0.85. So now here there is a difference. So y1 will be whatever is the updated value of x, that will be used in the second equation, not x0 here. So that is the major difference. So you will take as 0.2 times of x that is obtained in the first iteration, this current iteration only, but y because it is not updated, so we will take the previous iteration value. Getting it? So this will be 0.2 minus 0.8, right? So this becomes 0.2 times of what is x1 is 0.85 multiplied by 0.5 minus 0.8. So this becomes 0.885. So x1 and y1 are obtained. So now I am going for the next iteration. So this is my first iteration. So now going for the second iteration. So you are going to observe here that the convergence rate when compared to the previous method will be very fast here. So now I am taking x to the power of, that is x of the second iteration is 0.8 minus 0.2 times of x obtained in the first iteration and y obtained in the first iteration. So if you substitute this one, this will become equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of what is x obtained in first iteration is 0.85 and y obtained in first iteration, I have to tell here this is minus, right? So 0.885. So this, if you calculate after second iteration, this will become equal to 0.95045. So now I can calculate my value of y after the second iteration. So this will be equal to 0.2 times of x, I have to take the updated value, not the previous value, x in the second iteration plus y obtained in the first iteration minus 0.8. So this one, if you substitute it, this will become equal to 0.2 times of updated value of x is 0.95045, initially it is substituted, and the previous value of y1, if you substitute, y1 obtained is minus 885 minus 0.8. So this way we will substitute. So this will become equal to 0.9682. Again compare with the previous iteration, so there is a change, so I have to continue. Similarly, I will go for third iteration. So here onwards I am just writing the answers, you can cross verify this one. X to the power of third iteration will be equal to 0.8 minus 0.2 times of 0.95045 minus 0.9682. This will become equal to 0.98404, and the value of y after third iteration will be, this will be equal to 0.2 into 98404 is the value that is obtained here, right? Minus 0.9682, so previous value of y minus 0.8. This will be equal to 0.99055. So similarly I can proceed for the next iteration. So fourth iteration, so similar way if you proceed, you will get it as x to the power of 4 and y to the power of 4. So this one I am directly writing, this is 0.9949, and this you will obtain as, so I am forgetting to write minus signs here, so please take it as minus sign, right? Okay, remaining all are fine. So this will be minus, this is after fourth iteration, like 0.997099. This is after fourth iteration. Similarly, if you go for the fifth iteration, so after fifth iteration you will get the value of x to the power of 5. This will be 0.9984 and y after the fifth iteration. So this will be equal to minus 0.99910. So in this way it will go. So let us see how they are converging when compared to the Gauss method and the Gauss-Seidel method. So if you take the Gauss method, how they are converging to the final value, after first iteration you can see it is 0.85 and minus 0.85. After second iteration it reached 0.94, even though my final value is 1. So but in this method you can see after second iteration, if it is 0.94 there, but here it reached 0.95 here, and the value of y has reached 0.9682. So it is converging at a faster rate. Similar is the case after third iteration, you will see it has reached 0.98 and 0.99 in this case, whereas in the case of the Gauss method, after that iteration you got only 0.97 and 0.97. So it is converging at a faster rate. So practically if you take the most complex problem, so you will observe that the Gauss-Seidel method converges at a faster rate when compared to the Gauss method. I hope how the Gauss and Gauss-Seidel method works for solving the nonlinear equations are completely clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.